Okay, we're gonna open up the Board of Health meeting. We're gonna open it up with a hearing. I need someone to open the hearing. Motion to open the hearing.
I motion to open the hearing.
Second,
I will second that motion.
we're gonna, the
To
vote
open
to
the-
open it up. Vote to open it up. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Would you like to come up here, sir, and identify yourself, please? This hearing is for a violation of the tobacco statutes.
So my name is Mohammed, and I'm running a shop here in this town, Choice Smoke Shop.
Okay,
And, I received a letter.
can we get a mic over to him, please?
And the board, you do have a copy of this letter in your packet, the second item.
Okay, this is, then I have a copy of it.
Would you like me to provide a background on
Yes,
what
well,
happened?
please,
Okay, so on October 7th of 2025, Kathleen DeFore, who's our appointed tobacco agent with the Massachusetts Health Officers Association, conducted an inspection at Choice Tobacco and found that the retailer was selling non-tobacco consumable items and their humidor was unlocked. These are both violations of our local and state tobacco regulations. During the inspection, photos of Kratom products and Whippet products were pictured and that those photos were provided to us. Kathleen, our inspector, provided education to the person in charge at the time that as an adult-only tobacco retailer, they are not permitted to sell any non-tobacco consumable products, and instructed the person in charge to remove those products. At this time, we did not issue a citation for those violations, we just provided the education on what their permit type allows. On January 24th, 2026, Michael performed another inspection and found that Whippets were still being offered for sale and the humidor was still unlocked. At this time, we did issue a fine that's indicated in the letter provided to you for $1,000. After the fine was issued, I spoke with the owner who's here tonight to talk about the process if he wanted to appeal this fine with the Board of Health, and so he submitted his request to appeal. And so he's before the Board of Health today for you all to determine if this violation occurred and if you're gonna uphold that fine.
okay. Would you like to speak to this?
Yes, sir.
You need the mic.
Lady said,
The mic,
so,
yeah.
the lady came in my store in, I think, end of September or first week of October. right?
October, yep.
October. So that time I was selling Kratom and whipped cream. Whipped cream, okay. So she say she came in my store, she visited my store, and she asked about the lock, first cigar lock side. So my problem is that my humidor is more than 20 years old, humidor. And there was specific lock inside the door, we cannot find it. I try Amazon, I try different online, I try Home Depot, or different places I try, but I cannot find it. But finally I found, I was looking Alibaba online. So I found some lock similar like that lock, I found it, and I bought it, and I put it. But the one humidor, we need to do some special lock for this. So is the Jerry's Hardware here? Mm-hmm. So I go to the Jerry's Hardware. The owner, he knows me, he's my customer too. So he came in the store, he checked, and he said, Mohammed, we can make for you some special lock for this, or we need some time. But the other two humidor, I put the lock, I order online, I put a lock, but this week or next week, he give me the lock, and I fix it with the lock. So the humidor one-sided, the lady told me, Muhammad, you cannot sell the Kratom product here anymore. So same day, I removed my all Kratom product. And after that, the next visit, the guy came in my store, I think, sorry, what's your name, sir? Micah came in my store, and I think January 14th. And he checked again, and I told him it's a problem about my locks. That time is still, he said, you can put the rope here. I did it. I put more sign. I have a sign, sir. You saw the sign, sir? No. No self-service sign in my store.
Okay.
You already saw that, right? It's all humidor. We have a sign.
No self-service.
Sign. So he said, Muhammad, till the further you can find the lock, you can put some rope here. So I did it. I did this rope here. He told me about the, so you cannot sell this product here, whipped cream product. So whipped cream product I start selling in July. In July, I called the town in July. Someone picked up my phone and I asked, I'm calling from the Choice Smoke Shop and I'm going to sell this product here. Can we sell or no? He said, I don't know, you can sell or no, but let me ask. So he came, he called me back and said, yes, Muhammad, you can sell this product. I don't know who's the guy here.
There's no guy here.
Color side.
A
There's no
young
guy
kid?
here.
There was a young man who came to one of our first Board of Health meetings.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So that's I start selling. But when he came, or the lady came in October, my whipped cream on the front side, he saw it. So she said she saw the whipped cream too, but she didn't tell me anything about whipped cream. She said you cannot sell the product, Kratom product. So my friend, my problem is I learned English here. I cannot read. My problem is I cannot read. Still I cannot read. But I speak a little bit English here in America. I learn here. I'm from Pakistan. I came here in 2007. I speak a little bit here. But she didn't tell me anything. When he came in January 14th, he came around like 3:30, right, sir? 3:30. I saw the time, 3:30. So he said, Mama, you cannot sell this product. I say, okay, sir. I will call tomorrow because all customer services, company customer services stop working 2 o'clock. So I say, I will call tomorrow customer service and he'll be come and pick it. So I call next day, 9:30 in the morning, I call the customer service and I say, I cannot sell this product anymore in my store. You can come and pick it. So it's the same day, around like 3 o'clock or probably 3 and 4, I received a call from the town lady. She said, you're still selling a whipped cream product and I'm sending you the fine. I said, lady, I already talked to the company. The guy will come today evening between 5 and 6. He give me the time and he will come and pick it. So he come and he picked this around like 5:45. He came into my store and he picked this all his stuff and everything. And after that, I did not sell anything. Sir, I'm working here in this town around like 16 years now. I'm the first guy who opened a smoke shop in this town. Till the now, I didn't do any violation, any single thing in my town, in this town.
Well, that's not entirely correct, because I had to talk to you about lottery tickets. Do you recall?
Lottery ticket?
Yes, you were selling lottery,
No.
and I went to your store, we had a conversation maybe 3 or 4 years ago about selling lottery tickets. I went to your store.
2023, sir, I removed the lottery because the town lady, he offered me, you can sell 5% or you can keep the lottery. He gave me the choice. So I returned my lottery. I returned it. I called the lottery. I don't have any lottery anymore, more than 2 years now. I have no lottery, not anything. But that time I removed. Whatever town said, I did it.
Because
So I'm confused about who this woman was that, is he referring to you, Annette?
Yep.
Okay, but it sounded like it was last summer. And the dates
No,
are-
I spoke to him following the January 14th inspection of this
Yeah,
year.
all right. I thought that there was a reference made, and if I am confused, I apologize, but it sounded like you were saying that last summer, some lady from town or someone from town came in and told you it was okay to sell those products.
No, he came, I started selling in July, last year in July. But after that, the one lady visit, he saw I'm selling whipped cream here, but he didn't say anything.
Who was
He said, he came, I think he came from the Worcester
Could have been
Board of Health.
Mackenzie?
Devon. It could have been Devon if it was in July.
So
Okay.
he came from the Worcester. She didn't tell me about anything whipped cream. She said, you cannot sell the Kratom product here anymore. And believe me, I take it out, everything on the same day, and I returned it.
why would you sell whipped cream in a tobacco store?
So they're whippets. It's nitrous oxide. It's
Yeah.
not whipped cream.
Oh,
It's not a whipped cream kind of like
Okay, see, I thought you said whipped cream.
it's called the whipped
Well,
cream.
he did, but it's whippets.
They're whippets, yeah.
Boy, I'm dumb.
We say virginal.
I know the lady for a long time here.
Yes.
She came into my store many a time.
So if the board has any questions for
Yes.
either myself or the owner, we're happy to provide clarification, or if you discuss amongst yourself what you think the next step should be.
Yeah.
Well, I understand now that obviously last summer it was folks, it could have been Sherry Tangri or it could have been Devon that were in this gentleman's store, and I,
Yeah.
and told them one thing, but since that time, we have a new Health Alliance here, Ms. Garcia is the director and Michael is the inspector. And the ordinances and whatever the directives were, the first visit was in October, Michael? When you
Not
ins-
by me, but that was Kathleen DeFore.
The
Our representative.
contracted person, okay.
So Michael, you went there,
January.
so on 2 visits, were you told in October?
Michael came
No,
to
no,
my
I
house.
understand. Were you told in October not to sell the whippets?
No, she didn't tell me in October you cannot sell this product here.
She did not say that.
Yeah, she said only you cannot, Muhammad, you cannot sell that kratom here. So same day I removed my all kratom.
And this is with the contracted
So
person?
this is with the contractor, so we were not on site with the visit, however, the inspection report that we were provided did have photos of the whippets noted as a violation. When we first started with MHOA as our contractor, I did go out with Kathleen on a couple of inspections just to see what the process was and how she interacted with individuals. And her general process was that she would take pictures of whatever products were non-permissible for sale, and then she would have that conversation with the owner talking about those specific products. So I wasn't on that particular inspection, however, understanding the process, I would, support that our inspector probably did mention them.
So is it illegal in Massachusetts to sell that product?
So per your West Boylston Board of Health regulations, an adult-only tobacco retailer's purpose is to sell tobacco products. They
Right.
can't sell other consumable products. So it's not illegal in Massachusetts, but here in West Boylston, per your regulation,
Right.
that permit type
Right.
prohibits that sale.
Okay.
But it also sounds like regulations change. Like,
Yeah, certainly.
so it might be that you weren't up with the change. So it's like, how much time do you allow for, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
throwing
and,
a,
I can't say, one of the conditions of when you, get your tobacco permit is you're attesting that you read and understand the regulations. That being said, obviously, we're new, so I don't know, with that process, what type of education happened. I think that's why in October, we didn't issue a citation, because we were kind of new and learning experience, and wanted to offer that opportunity to make sure we were all starting on the same page.
Go ahead.
So first
Use
of
your
all-
microphone, please.
This one. First of all, I start selling with the permission of town, because the guy tell me when I call in July, I'm going to sell this product in my store, and he say, I don't know, let me ask. Okay, he asked and he called me back. He said, yes, Muhammad, you can sell this product. Then I start. I don't know about laws that time, because the laws is changed. Last 3-4 months, laws is changed, but I'm talking about the July. He said, then I start selling. I don't sell anything illegal, or town say you cannot sell this product, I remove right away.
But you were told in October, and subsequently in January, you removed the product?
Yes, sir.
It's the second time you were told?
The kratom I remove in October, because the lady told me you cannot sell the product here.
You removed it in October,
October, yeah, it's the same
but we
day.
saw it
One of the two
in
products.
January?
I didn't see the kratom was
Kratom
not on
and-
the shelf.
Kratom is not in January, sir.
Okay.
I remove the same day.
So the only issue in January we still had was that the humidor was not locked. Is that correct?
And the whippets were for sale.
And the whippets were for sale.
So my 2 humidor, I found the log, as I said you, I found the log on Alibaba website. So because the humidor is very old, 20-year-old, so I cannot find the lock in different places I go, I checked, but I put the lock. You can check in my store now. But the big humidor, the guy he gave me the promise maybe this week or maybe next week he make lock for me and I'll have to put it.
From
Okay.
Jerry's Hardware.
Jerry's Hardware.
Does anybody else have, any of the board members have any further questions?
Wonder if you have, do you have any other shops in the state?
No,
This is
ma'am.
your only
No,
business?
I have only one small shop.
Okay, any?
And Michael, were you able to go back today or not?
No, that's my fault. We had an emergency over in Grafton, so we were not able to make it back out today.
And is it something where we can negotiate the fine?
Well, no, I don't think you can you negotiate the fine? I don't think so.
I mean, it's sort of,
Well, because it's statutory, we've outlined our fines in our regulation. In the state tells you what the fines are.
So the state says what the fines are, and
Yeah.
you've adopted those in your regulation, and these are fines of the state regulation, for the humidor. So it's a $1,000 fine. That being said, the Board of Health has the opportunity to decide if a violation took place or not, and if you're gonna uphold that fine. And so that's what's before you tonight, is to make that decision.
Okay. Does the board have any further questions?
well, I'm still ambivalent because it feels like there's a series of interventions and a series of corrections.
Okay,
So that's, I'm like,
okay.
so helpful, helpful.
I would agree with you, and I am also troubled by the fact that there were so many different people involved. It could have been as many as 5. And so I would say to you, sir, that, if you've had a business in this town for 16 years, I think your English is just fine, personally. And if you're having difficulties reading it, if you're a business owner, then you must have people that do read it very well to go through the permitting process every year, insurance, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
So,
So
my
I'd like to-
concern is how many different people were there. and-
Okay.
And if there was a real up-to-date inspection.
I would like to take a vote of the board, whether you're gonna uphold the fine or not. Tom?
Yeah, I'm in favor of not upholding it at this point.
Not
just too ambivalent.
finding. Mary Beth?
I would like to table it for another month if possible, to have another re-inspection conducted.
Okay.
I agree with both of them. And I just have a question. If you get a violation and you go to a courthouse, most of the time, whoever you're in front of cuts it in half. We can't do that? Is that illegal?
This is your Board of Health regulation,
Yeah,
so
this
so
is
you
our
are welcome to make a decision on how you would wanna apply a fine. You could say, I think there are a bunch of different options that you can take.
Can you say on probation?
So I can give some examples of what I've seen before other boards do. You can just uphold the fine. You could choose to waive the fine, but say if we go back, it counts as a second violation. So your violation stands, that you still have a first violation, but you're not gonna find them. So if we go back and find this any issue of the regulation, any violation of the regulation, it would be a $2,000 fine and a suspension of the sales permit, so you could do something like that. You could choose to enforce only the local part of the fine, which would address the whippets and not the humidor, and your local fine is $300. Or you can choose to cut it in half. So those are some examples that, as a board and your discussion with each other, based on what you've heard tonight, you can make that
Julianne?
decision.
Well, again, I agree with what's been said, that I don't feel comfortable saying I can uphold the $1,000 fine.
No, I
I
don't
feel like
either.
we should either probation or revisit it, re-inspect. something
Okay,
like
so, let's finalize what we wanna do. Now, what I'm hearing is that we would like to table this violation. Would the board consider, if we go back and we find further violations, to call it a second violation and fine the $2,000?
Yes.
Is that,
$1,000 for second.
Well, if,
No.
no, it would be for your
First
second,
violation is
if you're on
650.
probation and you're found to be,
All right.
good? Sir, we're gonna pass over the $1,000, but if we go back there and find you in violation again, it's gonna
$2,000.
cost you $2,000.
Yeah, I see.
You understand?
Yes.
So if you have any questions about what you can sell, what needs to be done at your store, you need to be talking to this health director and that, okay?
So that's a good idea too, to have one person contact, as opposed to calling and get 5 different opinions.
Okay, so,
One question, sir.
sure,
I just tell you one thing, sir. Because I told you I have an issue to reading. So anybody came in my store to visit last long time, okay, especially last October, the lady came, I asked her, lady, listen, I told her, lady, I have a problem, she gave me the paper, lady, I have a problem to reading. Can you help me, just tell me, if anything else do I need to remove here? She said, no, only curtain you can remove.
but sir, if you are gonna run a store,
Yes.
you need to be able to get somebody that can read for you or help you with the management of the store. We can be a resource, but we can't be running your store. So you need to be pretty clear on what you can sell, what you can't sell, what your hours are, who can buy and who can't. And you need to take responsibility for that. That's just not gonna work here, that you don't know how to read and you're not gonna be responsible. That doesn't work, okay? So I guess to conclude this hearing is that we're gonna dismiss the $1,000 fine. However, if you're found in violation of a tobacco regulation again, it will be $2,000. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's the vote of the board?
Sure.
Yes.
I'm in
Yes,
agreement.
yes.
Can
It's a-
somebody
Is there
just
a-
make a motion for that?
Is there-
Can I have a motion on that?
Is there a time frame on that? Is it within the next year?
So your regulations say that it's within a 36-month period.
Okay,
So
so
within a
within 3
36-month
years.
period,
If he violates again,
would
within
be a
3
second
years,
It's very generous.
Yes, it is.
generous.
So I need to have a vote? I need a motion.
Okay.
Do you want to make the motion?
I move that we not enforce this fine for the violation at Choice Tobacco. And furthermore, if he violates again within a 3-year period, it will constitute a second violation, and the fines and loss of permit will take effect.
Do I have a
A
second? Do I have a vote? Tom?
Yep.
Aye,
Mary Beth?
yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Yep.
Julian? Bob is yes. Okay. You're all set.
so I'll follow up tomorrow with you with a letter that just outlines that, so you have it for your records, and then we can talk if you have any other questions. About-
Does he have your number?
I have his number, so I'll give you
Okay.
a call tomorrow, and we can talk through that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I keep this letter?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing I want to take
Fix
up
that
is how about if we take up the trash solid waste regulation? And how do you want to proceed with that, Annette?
Yes, thank you. I will, did you wanna, sorry. Did you wanna ask if we have anybody for public comment?
Yes, I was just gonna broach
Yeah,
that.
the
Mr.
15-minute
Peterson,
public
are
comment,
you
Bob.
here to inquire
Yeah,
about?
just to get some information, I'm not,
Well, we have the regulations printed, so you can read them if you'd like.
yeah, I've gotten some of this stuff.
Okay, so if you have specific questions, now's the time,
Okay.
okay? All right, so if you want.
The opt-out form, has that been formulated, is that
Yep.
available?
So-
Download it off of the website?
Should
or
say
do I
who
go
he
to
is and where he
DPW
lives.
Yeah, I know.
Board of Health?
The opt-out
said it-
form is
he
being-
said who he
there's
is,
a
Mr.
notice being
Peterson.
mailed out
Gary
tomorrow.
Peterson.
Okay.
Prospect.
Yeah,
I'm just
tomorrow.
maybe ahead of the time, but
Don't
I
mail
know
it
it's
out.
gotta be done by the end of March, as far as what I've been reading. And I wanna make sure that, I do it in a timely fashion, if I choose to do that, and I need a little bit more information about the fees, but I'm sure that's put with too,
Yeah.
as well, so
Yep.
we know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
So, and there's gonna be an opt-out form online that will be posted around the same time. So the regulation really sets forth the requirements for the town program, for the pay-as-you-throw and the quarterly billing, and then also requires permitting for private waste haulers operating in town. The Board of Health already permits these waste haulers, but it does outline some other requirements that may be new, such as mandatory recycling within town, and then offering, all private haulers have to offer bundled service. So if they're offering trash to residents, they also have to offer recycling to residents. So I know we had our hearing on the 11th, and I think this is a good opportunity if there were any remaining questions from board members or comments that you wanted to talk about in relation to the regulations. This is a good opportunity to have.
I have a few.
Yep.
Can I just interject something?
Sure.
I know, Mr. Peterson, for you specifically, are you familiar with who these three folks are? There were no introductions.
Oh, that's true.
Because-
This young lady
Thank you.
Speaking, yes, I saw something the other night.
Okay,
Yep, regional, right?
Yeah, regional health
okay.
director, yep.
Yep,
all right, I just
Michael
wanted to,
Seeley, Regional Health Inspector.
nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Bridget Hurley, I'm the public health nurse.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gary Pease.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so I have some questions that I've been thinking about. From what I get out of the regulations, it's a landlord responsibility to have the receptacles assigned to the building.
Correct.
Okay, so if I'm a landlord and I have two elderly tenants in a building, would it be possible for those two elderly tenants then to use one recyclable, one receptacle?
Carter, I don't know if you want to take that?
In the draft proposal, so first off, I'm Carter Terenzini.
Thank you.
I'm the interim town administrator. And first I want to.
Why don't you come up, we'll give you a microphone.
Is that even working?
I usually don't need one, but as I get older, I appreciate it. Carter Terenzini, the interim town administrator. I expect to be with you through town meeting, and glad for the opportunity to speak. On the regulations themselves, those are sort of in Annette's hands on the fees and the actual rollout of the program and where we go from tonight. I'm happy to address. So we have had this question on several occasions, and I will take it up with the team on Tuesday. That said, the fee will be proposed at $30 per unit. So let us say it is a four-family, and they have some limited space, and they want to have fewer bins. We can certainly talk about that on Tuesday, make a recommendation to the select board, but it will be our recommendation that the fee is $30 per unit, irrespective of whether or not the select board decides they can have fewer bins on site.
So what that does is it increases the landlord's gonna pass that cost on in the rent to a tenant. That's what's gonna happen.
well, they may not.
He-
Right.
He may not, he may pass it all on the next time he can adjust rents. He may pass part of it on, that I can't
Okay.
speak to that.
So the other question I had was that during, particularly around Christmas, there's gonna be a lot more waste than one bin might be able to handle. So how are we going after that issue? I mean, not everything's gonna be recyclable, right? But we're gonna have, I know in my house, we have a lot of trash during the Christmas holidays.
I can help answer that.
Would you
Yeah.
identify yourself as well?
Yes, I'm Irene Condon, I am your regional recycling coordinator, the municipal assistance coordinator with Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection. The town just received a technical assistance grant of my time to help with this process. And it was just last week, so this is pretty here.
Could you repeat that? You were speaking kind of fast about
Sorry, I am with the Mass Department of Environmental Protection.
DEP, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I am the regional recycling coordinator. And the town of West Boylston applied for a technical assistance grant, which was just awarded last week.
Okay.
And how much was that, by the way?
It's 80 of my hours to help.
Oh, 80 hours, okay.
So I helped a long time ago to actually start.
15
the
years
whole
ago,
program.
exactly,
18 years
yeah.
ago, my
Or-
son is 18 already, believe it or not. to have your pay-as-you-throw program. So I was here in the beginning of that when we worked through that whole process.
Okay.
I've been in the back kind of asking questions, are you ready for technical assistance? Not yet. But the carts that I know that you guys are getting to me is a 64-gallon cart. Is that correct? I think that was what it was.
I don't know. Is
Yes.
it-
We're at 64 plus or minus on the solid waste, and we're at 95 plus or minus on the recycling
Yeah, and then that's it.
waste, or materials.
And that is, what you're currently put out a grocery bag, you put out you're pretty much everybody in town uses the small bags. You have a great program right now of how many people put out, but if you just even put out one 33-gallon, or you put down a 15-gallon, the kitchen bag, if you even put down 3 of those, 3 big ones, they'll fit into the 45-gallon trash cart. So, right now, I wouldn't worry about an overflow issue at all, even for the holidays, because you have such a low rate right now. I wanna say the last time I checked, the number was about 900, 1,000 pounds per household. An average town that doesn't have, like Boylston, is at 2,000 pounds. They put out 2,000 pounds of trash a year. You guys are at 1,000 pounds.
Because they don't have pay-as-you-throw.
Right, because you pay for a bag, you think about what you put in your trash every time, and so you're gonna continue to do that. And so even for the holidays, if you probably think of right now what you put out for the holidays, you maybe put out 2 or 3 kitchen bags. That's perfectly fine in the 45-gallon trash bin. But we
Okay,
do need to add a little language if we can, that if people put those things in the bin, that you're giving them a really big recycling bin. We don't want hiding a trash bag in the bottom of that.
okay.
So you do wanna have some enforcement. You have it in the language here, but it's not spelled out that I saw.
So what I understand is that 2 residences cannot share a cart.
They have to still pay the quarterly fee per
Unit.
unit. This is a per unit cost.
Okay, so
But the
that's,
containers could be consolidated if they choose.
Possibly, if the Board of Selectmen react in a positive manner to that suggestion that I'll take up with the team on Tuesday.
yeah.
You've adopted the regulations. Now
No,
this.
no, we
oh,
haven't adopted the
strike that.
regulation.
Once you adopt the regulations, as you deem fit, then the Select Board will be setting the fees and the final rules of the road.
Yeah, and as Mr. Peterson asked, I want to know about how we opted out, but you're gonna put a form online.
Yep, there's gonna be a form online, and then notices, which in your packet as well is a copy of the opt-out form.
Okay,
So that will be published soon, and folks will have until March 24th to complete that if they wanna opt out.
so I made some telephone calls today. And at least 2 major haulers, Waste Management, Casella, do not do residential trash in West Boylston. I did call another hauler, and I won't mention his name, but for a residential, one container, it's $15 a week. So it looks like the West Boylston process is very competitive.
It's going to be the least expensive,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, just so the going rate yearly is, you still have the pay-as-you-throw bags, so they're gonna pay
Yeah,
their,
exactly,
the collection cost plus the pay-as-you-throw bags.
right,
But, a lot of haulers in the area, including West Boylston, Princeton, they just went up to $800 a year for trash service.
yeah.
And it's just, because each of them are by themselves, you don't have a contract. So your contract and your program is very good, and your contract with
Right.
Wachusett Earth Day is also state-of-the-art. It's,
Right.
you have the best program in the country, of the access that you guys have.
Right, I have to agree that it's a very good program, not because we're gonna adopt a regulation, but because I've done the checking and I went and looked out there. That's all the questions I have. Is anybody else got any questions? Tom?
No.
Mr. Peterson does.
I
Mr.
have
Pete-
one more.
Sure.
Who do I get the form from for waste hauler permit? So if I wanna become my own waste hauler, I understand the last meeting you had, a gentleman got up and said, well, I'm gonna take my trash to Worcester, to my business, and I'm gonna dump it in my dumpster. And you said, nah, in the state of Massachusetts.
Right.
And I looked at the regulations, the state of Massachusetts, and technically, you can't put it in the back seat of your car, even though who determines what's trash and what isn't trash. There's a lot of ambiguity, you know,
Ambiguous,
it's questionable.
Yeah.
But my question is, who do I go to for that application to become a waste
Board of
hauler?
Health.
The Board of Health, so
Board of
Chris
Health.
Jensen, our admin, has those applications.
That office right there.
You got it,
Permitting.
great.
And what's the fee for that?
200, I think.
200,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's 200 yearly,
Right.
calendar year.
yeah.
And there are certain regulations, registration, insurance
Yep, and
that you
these,
require.
these regulations that we are discussing tonight include those requirements for what you need to be a permitted waste hauler.
Okay, perfect. So I can get it from you, Bob.
Can I have a little clarification
Sure.
on that? Just one thing is, because I have different towns that want to try to have a transfer station. This very thing is, if trash is generated outside the property, it becomes an illegal transfer station. So when somebody has a dumpster and they're like, oh, I paid for that dumpster, if that material is not from that particular business or it is from a different property, it becomes a transfer station. So you don't want to have an illegal transfer station.
No, but all my property is all contiguous to one another, so it's all one big piece of property. So I'm not driving anywhere other than on my property, to my various places.
Did you have any questions,
And there's
Brenda?
good
No,
points and bad.
I'm good.
Julianne, did you have questions? Any
A
questions?
quick one, what was your first name again?
I'm Irene.
Irene, did you say there were 3 of the smaller green bags that fit into the 64 gallons, or 3 of the large ones?
Oh, and it's 45 gallons, so definitely 3 of the 15 gallons would easily fit in there. But I definitely, you know, how people fill their bags is a little different. I mean, I have a family of 10, and I just put out with grandma, and I consider the dogs because they actually make the most amount of waste of everybody in the household.
Now, you're saying 45, I thought, I heard 65.
64, yes.
64 gallon.
64 gallon things, so you can easily put the 3 kitchen bags in there that you pretty much do. Most people, when you do the average, put out 1 kitchen bag a week when you drive around. It's just really nice of how people really do waste reduction. So on a holiday, you might have 3 bags, kitchen bags.
And you can get a second, if you want to spend the money, you can purchase another one. You can request and pay for a second one.
So that's, I didn't see that in the regulation here. Can we add that in? I didn't see that.
Wait,
It's on-
I need
Did I-
to separate, you're setting up regulations on the program. The select board will set the fees and some of the final implementation rules as to how they're gonna bill, what they're gonna charge and the like.
Okay.
And at this point, of course, we're waiting for your action to see what your final decision is. And the team is proposing to the select board that if someone wants a second waste bin, they can get it. And we've proposed that that would be $15 a month. And that's what goes to them next week for their public hearing.
On top of the 30.
I'm sorry, what?
So they pay 30 plus the extra 50.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we do think that for the most part, people are gonna find that the 65-gallon container, 64-gallon container is truly gonna meet most people's needs. And we're hoping that they try it first. But we are getting a supply of some extra bins to try to accommodate that.
Is there any chance of getting a smaller bin for like an elderly family? Not talking about the fee, just talking about an elderly family, because some of these carts could be cumbersome to move to the street. I mean, that's fairly large.
I think you'll be surprised at how easily they do move. The one at my partner's house on Cape Cod is currently socked in under 30 inches of snow, so that one's not moving easily for a while. But we've worked with Republic, and in your contract with them, It specifies the 94, 95 gallons and the 64, 65 gallons. And the issue there became one of uniformity and not getting too many different sizes because this is mechanized.
Okay.
But so no consideration or anything will be given to seniors or people with disabilities that don't have the ability to get the cart from their actual building, their home, down to the bottom of the driveway.
So one, to deal with that, so what could some communities do is they kind of have a separate spot, they put the carts kind of at the end of their driveway and how whatever they do for the bags, like they do now, maybe they put it in their car or whatever and they drive it down and then they just put it down there, so then they can just move it.
So leave the barrels at the bottom of the driveway.
Yeah, why not, it should be on the side so it's not in the way, but that is a detail that some communities do.
But the regulation says that the cart has to be on an impervious surface, right?
For pickup.
For pickup, but for storage, not? I thought, I read for storage. Well, not to throw a wrench in it, but, okay. Julian, do you have any questions?
No.
Barbara, do you have any questions?
Just what I just,
Okay. Mary Beth?
there's a lot of people in town in that
Tom?
situation.
Are we ready to vote on the regulation?
Oh, I'd like a few additions if I could.
Okay, sure.
One of the things, like, that you have a 95-gallon trash container, so that it should be mentioned into the carts that if, that the recycling cart should only have recyclables, and if there's contamination, it will not be picked up or you will be receiving a fine. You should have that, because you've given everybody a small container, and now you're giving them this big container. They might think, oh, I can put a free trash bin on the bottom, trash bag on the bottom, and fill it up.
So you're gonna get two carts? One
Yes,
for the recyclables,
and one for the trash.
one for the trash. Will they be picked up at the same time, or will they be picked up at different
That is
times?
the current plan. That
Picked
they'll
up
be
at the same
picked up. Yes.
Okay,
But not weekly, one's 1 week and one's the other.
No, it's not. They're both weekly at this point in time.
Okay.
Should the town find that the recycling containers are not, overflowing, and that you could let them go every 2 weeks, then you could move to an every other week on that item. But at this point, the plan is both will be picked up each week. I'd like to say that, these programs all start out. Sometimes we don't know all the answers, we don't have all the questions. It will have to be observed and refined over time. Truth be told, I think we all would have maybe liked a little more time to get this done. But I think all in all, we're in fairly decent shape. And we will be doing weekly collections of both containers every week.
Great.
I have a question about the contamination issue,
Yeah, you
Irene.
just have to put a line in here for contamination, I just didn't see that, and then, because we do have the recyclesmartma.org, it's on your website, but having it in the regulation, I think, helps as well, especially for haulers that will get this, of like, hey, this is what can go into the bin. We update it frequently of whatever comes up, new just this year, paper cups are allowed. So that's just something new. Pizza boxes were put in about 4 years ago, that you can put in pizza boxes in your recycling bin.
I have a quick question about contamination. Isn't it true that Casella at the other end does an audit to see how contaminated our town is? And if it's over 10%, they're gonna fine us more?
They will do periodic audits.
Yeah.
And just note, Shrewsbury just did this, so they went from their setouts, like you guys had, to a big cart. This was the first time ever they've had now contamination issues. And so this is why I wanna make sure your regulations do have that, hey, if you are found with non-recyclables in the recycling bin, then, you will either, we're not gonna pick it up, or we're gonna fine it. Like if it's sticking up and you see things in there that really don't belong, she had a chainsaw. somebody put a chainsaw into the bin because it's so big, you know, oh, look at this, now I can put all my electronics in it too. And it's like, no, this is still just cardboard, paper, and containers. If you're not drinking, it doesn't have a narrow cut, like, thing in there that you can drink a tub of, that's all you can put in there. The other is trash that we don't wanna have, so that's also a contamination.
Excuse me, what do you mean, waistband?
Waistbands are from 1990. We have certain items that cannot be put into the trash. So you're not supposed to be putting cardboard, you're not putting computers, you're not putting tires, you're not putting mercury items.
Mercury or, yeah.
So that's why we have Wachusett Earth Day, so you can bring all those wonderful things there. We don't
Cardboard
wanna
is
have-
not recyclable?
Huh?
Cardboard is not recyclable?
Cardboard is recyclable.
Oh, it is recyclable,
But
okay.
it can't go in the trash, is what she's saying.
Oh, I get you,
Yeah,
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 I get you.
So I just wanted, you just have two more lines that just say, if it's trash, you know, if it's contaminated with, trash bin is contaminated with recyclables or the item, waistband items, or the recycling is contaminated with trash or non-basic recyclables.
If we-
If somebody puts in metal in there, that's really not, you're not supposed to have scrap metal in there. It's all by conveyor belts, so know that it goes flying around. So even my husband tries to think, it's a fork, it's metal, I put it in there. No, it's not.
4 houses, 10 houses, all get together and say, we're going to rent a dumpster, and one of
Becomes
us,
an illegal transfer station, so they cannot do that. So if each one wants to have their own, you can permit that and have a discussion, and they have to pay their own and have, make sure that they have recycling as well. It's a bundled service. They have trash and recycling. And the going rate just for a 95-gallon cart is $800. So a dumpster, a dumpster's gonna be more than that.
yeah,
And you can't, if it's shared off of the different property, it becomes an illegal transfer station.
Okay, is there any further questions, Julianne,
Um,
Barbara? Or do you have more
Sorry,
to
I
offer?
have more. I
Okay.
gave her things, I just saw her this morning and then I was like, oh, we have a meeting? I'm sorry, I didn't. Who's in charge? It is said that the select board is gonna be in charge of the fee structure. I think it should be in the policy here to say that once every year, it's gonna be reviewed of the annual fee, and once every 3 years, pay as you throw bags, the fee, because we haven't upped that since we put it together, I think, 18 years ago. And so I think it just needs to be stated who's in charge of, you guys are in charge of the policy, and the select board's in charge of the
That's
setting the
one line.
fee.
Yeah, so the Board of Health's in charge of the regulation and the select board's in charge of the policy, the program policies.
I will be happy to add in all my communities, I suggest to them that at budget time, they look at the revenue streams. And they concentrate on different departments, so that every 3 years they've gone through every department. I'll be happy to add something along those lines to the fee structure and regs for the select board.
Okay,
The other question, you want your program to continue, you know, to be easy, hard to opt out and easy to opt in. You have it very strict, it seems like only April 1st to April 30th to join back in. That if somebody decides, oh, I think I can do this, I can sneak something around, and then they realize they can't and it's more expensive. It should be easier to
get
come
back in, yeah.
So I don't know how.
I have to respectfully disagree. In year one, we're gonna have enough trouble getting this thing off the ground.
Yep.
And originally, it was you're in or you're out, and that's all. We have, through the team, worked out if the house sells, you know, this person was in, the next person wants to be out, vice versa.
yeah,
We've also worked out, you know, if the vendor goes out of business,
yeah, saw that.
by all means, after a year, there'll be some tweaks, we found this, we found that. From my position, as the party that's gonna end up doing the day-to-day, well, I won't be here, but someone will be doing the day-to-day,
And with any regulation, there's always a variance process, so if there are, you know, unique cases that we didn't anticipate, they can certainly come before the Board of Health.
I think there's gonna be a lot.
Is there, do you have any more comments back there?
Irene.
Irene.
There's just, we have in the waistbands, the hauler regulations, it's just not only do they do the annual report, annual application, but they also do a report. So you kind of have listed here what they have to give you. It's just actually just putting the word in report.
Who has to give you?
The hauler, when they sign, they come in every year and they fill out the annual permit, that they actually include in that a report. How many households, how many customers, you have it listed here of what they need to provide you.
On my haulers thing.
Yeah, all the haulers have to provide you this, but it's not just saying in what, are they just gonna make their own piece of paper and give you this information? No, we have on the DEP website a draft, an approved that we went through best practices for, so it's just the word report, of just included in the report.
Okay.
That was it, I'm sorry, it was
Okay,
just.
I want to take the vote if I could.
Can I just briefly ask, with the suggestions that were given today, are these, does the board want to incorporate, so we'll go through one by one, the under collections, does the board want to incorporate language that indicates, let me just pull it up, recycling bins contaminated with trash may not be picked up?
True.
Yes.
Yes.
And would they like to add language under collections that say, if waistband items are identified in the trash, trash will not be picked up?
True.
And would they like to add under the waste hauler permitting requirements that they provide an annual report?
Yes.
I
And
have,
about
just say,
review of the fees every year or something. That was.
I'll do that in
Oh,
what I'm
okay,
writing, and
okay,
I'll
okay.
provide that draft to
Okay.
you. So that if between now and the public hearing, you do have some suggestions for me, I'll take them up. I would suggest that it's really pretty simple to say, any person found to place contaminated or banned material in either receptacle, I don't wanna stop collecting them, I wanna educate them, and then we can find them. I think that's a little bit simpler than that.
But the Board of Health always does that. That's what we do. We educate, for, as you saw earlier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what the Board of Health does.
And
so when you say that, I wanna ask a question, especially while you're here, and it's nice to meet you, that, you know, the enforcement piece of this. We're getting mechanized trash pickup, who's looking at what's going in there?
I thought there was
Really, a
cameras on
basic
the truck.
question, because I know my
If you pay
trash
for them.
guys who do an
we pay for
unbelievable job, no one's looking at it. They're just taking it, because that's what their job is.
that's gonna be a challenge.
Okay.
We are working with Republic.
Because it's a lot of
At the end,
detail.
we had the Republic representative meet with us, what, mid-January, Annette? And he went away and we asked him a bunch of questions. And I met him at the MMA conference on a Friday, and I had a few more questions, which I emailed him on Monday afternoon, and the next morning at 8 AM, I got a bounce back of he's no longer with us. So we did get, finally, after a little bit of chasing,
That's what happens.
who is going to be our new representative. Last night I was finally able to have a lengthy conference call with them. We have talked about the owners, or the drivers, having a log sheet. They will note address, date, address, and was it a violation on the recycling or the other. At this point, will have to be visual observation.
They can also
They
take a
do.
picture on their tablet, right? No?
It depends. Which trucks are they sending you? Single hopper and sending 2 trucks, or they send you the 2 bin hoppers? So that's part of the questions, but at this point, it may have to be visual observation. There is another option for the firm you get the bags from to use cameras, but again, at this point, in terms of getting the program off the ground, we've decided to work with Republic, visual observation, and these log sheets that they'll fill out for us.
The drivers you're talking about.
Yes.
If I can add, the town of Upton has been doing this for over 15 years. They have the pay-as-you-throw bags into the carts. So it has been done, and Harvey has been doing this all the time and gives a list of some, most of the time, after it's been 15 years, it's mostly, oh, my nephew's watching my house and just forgot to put it in the pay-as-you-throw bag. He just put the trash out. I do recommend in the beginning of this that there is a strong enforcement. That you just being a thing of just, hey, everybody has to stay in the pay-as-you-throw. You have been having pay-as-you-throw for 18 years, and you just say, okay, we're still the same program. It's the same stuff that you normally put in the thing. We're just giving you nice, pretty containers. That's all we're doing. We're giving you nice, pretty containers. But you put the same stuff that you did before, nothing more. Don't contaminate the trash. So I definitely recommend education, but a nice video. A couple towns did really good YouTube videos on this is the program. But for enforcement, right away of just, hey, you get the first notice being like, you're not in compliance, catch them, because then they think, oh, look at that, it's such a big container, I don't have to buy bags anymore. I'll just stick them underneath my cardboard.
Okay.
So you want to work with the hauler right away on that.
All right, I do want to take a vote on this. Are we ready to make a vote, Tom?
I presume we are, this is, you know,
Mary Beth?
We can talk about it all
Finish
day.
your thought.
no, this is pretty quick, and it's pretty quick for the town, you know, and there's a lot of data coming down on people that I'm sure they're not aware of.
Well, I know that there were multiple opportunities for people in town that either wanted to avail themselves of informational hearings or be at the town meeting. You know, this was to get the information. It's out there, but yeah, it is gonna be, you know, we've been very fortunate to have trash pickup for a long, long time, and there will be a learning curve. But I think you've done a lot, and the enforcement piece is gonna be tricky too, because there's, you know, who's doing that? And maybe once things get settled down in this town with the administration, things will go a little bit sooner. You seem lovely, and, you know, but you get handed this, and there's a reason that.
I still say that as I'm walking out the door.
Well, you know, there's a reason this whole thing came to be, because of, you know, it wasn't because of the town was asking for it, because we got into financial difficulties. Let's be, you know, call it what it is. So, and this was the you know, what was voted on and what was proposed to try to get out of that, you know. I'm sure everyone would wish it would still be like it was before, but that's not gonna happen. So, people have options.
So you ready to vote?
Thank you for letting me say that.
Yes.
Um,
Julianne,
Agree.
ready to vote?
Yes.
You need a motion.
Yeah, I'm just asking if everybody's ready to vote.
Okay.
Got any questions?
Sure.
All right, so I
I'm
need a
not gonna get
motion.
my way, so I might as well just.
I need a motion. Mary Beth, you want to
Yes,
make a
I'd like to
motion?
make a motion for the West Boylston Board of Health to adopt and approve the new trash regulations as they have been written.
With the additions.
And amended, yes. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Tom?
Aye.
Mary Beth?
Yes.
Yes?
Julianne?
Yep.
Barbara? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, may I have just 2 or 3 minutes with the board? I'll
Yeah.
make this very quick. First, I want to let you know what happens after tonight. I will take these regulations now and finish up the fee structure, the memorandum from the team, and that will become part of the select board's package this coming Friday. It will be on their agenda Wednesday, the 4th, simply to refer it to the public hearing. They have set the hearing date. That public hearing will be at 6 p.m. at the Senior Center's multipurpose room on Tuesday, March 10th. We are working over the next day or two to look at the March calendar. I've got Finance Committee, Select Board, and we want to get in at least one public education before the Select Board's public hearing. We then, once the Select Board has acted, but before the final opt-in, opt-out decision has to be received in your offices, we'll have a second information hearing based upon what the Select Board has now adopted. The opt-out letters, as Annette said, do go out in the mail in the next several days. They will be available here in Town Hall, paper form, Senior Center paper form, Beaman Library paper form, and they will be available electronically online. Should people have questions as they get them, I'm only here 3 days a week, but people know where to find me. Give me a call.
Which days a week are you here?
Generally Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. This week it was scheduled to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but snow on the Cape kind of had a different idea. So that's kind of where we're going. We have our quotes from our bin providers. We are in final negotiations with Republic as to whether or not they would provide them. So we still have a few wrinkles to work out, but I thought the board might be interested in where we're headed after your action tonight.
What time is that public hearing on the 11th?
6 p.m. on the 10th.
The 10th at the senior center.
And then the select board would be scheduled to act on March 18, again, providing some time in between the public hearing and their action. But again, before people have to make that final decision. We are hopeful, as you did your little research, that they will see that cost advantage remains with the town of West Boylston.
It does, yep.
It's the March 18th Select Board meeting, regular Select Board
At which we
meeting.
anticipate their adoption. So there would be about a week in between the hearing and their final action, similar to the schedule you all were on.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me some time.
We needed it, thank you. I did once.
So why don't we take the nursing report so you can get out of here?
All right, so just a quick update on respiratory illnesses.
Truthfully,
Nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all of your hard work. I know it's sometimes a tough job.
I will email you.
Good?
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Once it-
We're starting to see a decrease in the flu activity and severity. Same goes for COVID and RSV. Those both remain low at this time.
I know.
Sorry, trying to talk about them. For the month of January, I did 4 routine disease investigations. Nothing too concerning for the town. Quick update on measles. So as of February 20th, there's been 982 measles cases in the United States. This has been across 26 jurisdictions, 2 vaccine status, and 6 cases involved international visitors. These cases are updated now weekly by the CDC. There's been no reported cases in Massachusetts. However, in New England, Vermont, and Maine both have reported cases of measles. So February 18th, the Maine CDC confirmed 5 cases of measles, all in the same county and all involved unvaccinated individuals. And there was 1 case in Vermont of an adult.
Bridget, what do you mean by routine disease inspections?
So through Maven is the system through the state,
Yep.
and I get notifications for things such as foodborne illnesses, tick bites, tuberculosis, stuff like that. A lot of the times I'll either do the investigation and find that, they'll revoke it. I think there was maybe 2 foodborne illnesses for people who lived in West Boylston, but not from consumed restaurants here. So they either traveled and then came back and got sick and things of that nature.
You're doing follow-up on
So
all
I do
those
follow-up.
reports?
Yep, so
Okay.
those labs automatically get reported to the state.
Through Maven?
Through Maven, yep,
Okay.
and then I get the notifications when I log in.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And it varies. I mean, I'll see trends through the season, starting springtime, we'll start to see more tick-borne illnesses and things of that nature.
What cases do you follow up on?
So I do all foodborne illnesses. Sometimes I do hepatitis cases, depending on if it's a new case. Chronic cases we don't follow up on. Tuberculosis is another big one. Tick-borne illnesses, mosquito bites, so things of like West Nile, if you were to get anything of that nature.
So the exotic stuff.
The exotic stuff, the fun stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. And then just events, so I've been doing my monthly blood pressure checks at the COA, so that's the second Wednesday of the month.
They
from 1
love
to
you
3.
there.
They're fun.
They love you.
Kim's great.
That's what I get hear all the time.
Yeah, they're great. I did a quick little fall presentation about winter safety last month, so that was fun. Last Friday, I hosted a naloxone training for the library staff.
How'd that go?
It was good. So 9 staff members were trained, and they all took kits home with them, and they kept a couple of kits at the library. So they're gonna leave one, at each desk on the different floors. April 23rd, I'll be doing a presentation on ticks at the COA, so that's at 10 a.m. And then June 12th, we are in the works of hosting a blood drive with the Kraft Family Blood Donor Center. We're gonna have that at the Shrewsbury Town Hall. Still in the works, we had the date confirmed, but once we have more information, we'll share that about signing up and stuff of that nature.
I saw a flyer for the.
Yeah,
blood
just
drive.
save the date.
Right, yes, I saw that.
Tons of fun.
Tons of fun. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bridget.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, do you want to take up the January,
How about environmental?
let's go do the.
Oh,
do
all
you
right,
wanna get
okay.
Quick vote on the January minutes. Everybody got it, they were emailed,
Yep.
and so do I have a motion on the minutes?
I'll second that.
All
To
in
approve
favor?
the minutes.
Aye, okay. Now, what do you want to do, environmental?
Yeah?
I don't know, what did I do? Where are we? You didn't have a lot of routine food inspections due in February, so I did 2. There should have been 3 more probably, but they'll be done next week. So. Oh, it's still February, forget it.
It
Yeah,
is
I'm
still
not behind.
February.
They'll be done in February, excuse me. Then we had a couple other housing calls as well. One that we worked with EMS on. That, I don't know what else to say on that.
Did you say EMS?
Yeah, so we responded to a senior home that EMS had called us out to, and so we worked with them, the fire department, and then the senior center.
Me a 911 call started it?
Yep,
Okay.
yeah.
And then we passed it off to Kim
Okay.
for more follow-up. We
And their outreach worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was it.
Yep.
Nothing else
So
exciting.
so it was a hoarding issue.
Did they get back to you about, once you make a referral to Kim and the outreach worker whose first name I forget, do they necessarily get back to you about the outcome, or you just, your referral is it?
Only done it twice, I think, since
Yeah.
I've been here, and there hasn't been any more conversation. But
Okay.
I get the feeling that Kim would, if there was more that was done. I think they sort of, I won't say stalled, but they made their first
Troubleshoot.
contact, and that was
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
I'm guessing, I don't really know that, but I get a feeling that the communication would be there.
Okay.
Especially if she becomes more involved again.
All right.
And Mackenzie is back. She was on maternity leave. She came back. So we were down an inspector and a little behind, but by the end of March, we should be fully caught up on all routine inspections. And I think here in West Boylston, we'll be caught up by the end of February. So we're happy to have her back as well to help support.
Great.
Okay, how about the farm regulation?
Yeah,
Do it
so,
until-
it's up to you guys where you wanna take it. It sounds like the AgCom, I know Chris included their statement they gave at the last meeting.
It is what it
Doesn't
is.
wanna participate, so I think it's up to the board if you want to continue to pursue these regulations as we've developed them and set a hearing date and have a public hearing. Or if you wanna go back and really just look at a rooster regulation, I think that's up for discussion from the board.
My personal preference would be that we go forward with the farm regulations. We put a lot of work into that, but I'll hear from the board.
I agree.
Barbara?
I would concur. I think the tighter that that's been, I think, a chronic issue about it being too loosey-goosey, and then if it's
Right.
specific and then,
As I heard.
no pun intended, I didn't realize what I was saying.
As I heard, if you keep the departments loose, when there's a problem, it becomes tight and it becomes the
It gets
board.
more complicated than it should be, and it dictates attention it doesn't warrant,
So maybe we could
yes.
set up the hearing for the March meeting?
Okay, and I'm assuming you would want that to be in the evening as well?
I would, yeah.
Okay. We have to double check that we have enough time to advertise that.
Okay, if we don't, then you make the decision, we go March, April.
Okay,
I know the chicks are there at Tractor Supply now.
yeah, I know.
Oh, they are, okay.
Yep, they're there.
All right, we'll communicate, offline. I'll check and see if we have time for your March meeting.
Okay.
Two consecutive.
And then we can in between.
Okay,
So I'll email everybody to follow
okay,
up on that.
we'll follow up on that then.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. Carry on.
Everything works out? Yep, thanks.
Do we have an office report or not?
There should be one, but I don't have it in my packet. It might have been, Julie, do you have an office report in your packet? Because Chris showed it to me. And I know we have an invoice.
How
I know we
many,
have an invoice you have
how
to
many
vote on.
inspections, how many,
Hope I didn't write on it.
Perfect, here we go.
Oh.
Okay,
You know, I scribbled.
so in office report, there's one invoice for $6,250 from Point Software Permit Link. So this is a online permitting system that the health department is acquiring. It's gonna be split with DPW, so 2/3 will come from the Board of Health budget for a total of $4,467, and 1/3 will come from the Solid Waste Enterprise Startup Fund for $1,783. This will give us the health module, so all of our annual licensure, the opt-out form will all be done through an online permitting system. Chris already uses it for building, and it helps just with efficiency. Folks can upload their documents on there, they can make payments through the online system. It will help all of our inspectors will have access, so for building, how they use it right now is Michael could look at a building permit that Chris needs him to look at and approve. So the same process will go through for any health permits.
Okay.
So you're approving to pay the invoice.
so the collection for the trash will be through the town accountant,
It'll go, DPW will be billing for trash.
DPW,
Yep.
Gary's very, very happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So, do you guys vote to approve those invoices? Or do we just tell you about them?
I've already executed the
Excellent.
invoice the other day,
Perfect, then we'll move on
Really?
yeah.
to permits received.
Chris handed it to me, she said, sign here. So I signed it.
Is that how things work at your house?
Pretty much.
So we got
Somebody
Country
tells me to
Kettle
sign, I sign.
and United Site Services, we got their permits received. We're still missing 5 American Legion, but they're closed right now, so
Right,
we're not
right.
expecting them. Shake Up, Schoolyard, Frozone, but they don't open till April. And then, so it's really just Shake Up and Schoolyard are only missing food permits, so we'll have somebody go out
Where's the
and take a
schoolyard?
visit it then.
That's in the
Pickle,
building,
pickleball, that pickleball
That
place.
pickleball building,
yes.
okay.
Most are food trucks, so we don't expect to see them. And the trash hauler list is currently up to date on the website for anybody we have permitted.
If we wanted to, is it, well, maybe that's when you just mentioned about the food trucks, there's only 2 that go to, at the Triangle, which are, they do very well, but are we looking to increase that?
Well, that's through the select board handles that.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
handle
They
who
issue
can,
the
who can
license.
set up there.
Yeah.
I think last year we had like 5 annual mobile food. And so a lot of times if they go to like different temporary events throughout town, they'll apply for the annual permit because they're going to multiple events. They only have to apply
We
to one.
permit the food,
Yeah.
they license the trucks.
Who's
Okay.
there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the opioid committee, would that be next?
So
Yeah,
the
so-
meetings next week?
Yeah, so we canceled our regular meeting this week because of weather. But we are hosting a listening session next week. So that is on
Tuesday, isn't it?
Yep.
March 3rd
March 3rd.
at 5 p.m. at the Beaman Library. We've been working with our partners, the Coalition for a Greater Healthy Worcester. They've really been helpful in terms of looking at different avenues to get the word out. So I know they did a lot of direct calls and emails to different service providers or community advocates to encourage them to participate. The Item ran an article on it, so that was great to see that there. And, you know, we've made sure that there's flyers up in all the public buildings and it's on the website. So we're hoping to get, we've had verbal, yes, we'll love to be there from some places like Open Sky that does a lot of programming and Spectrum. So we're hoping to get a few more people this time around. After this, their report kind of synthesizes all the data that they received, and we'll bring that back to both the Board of Health, but then also the Opioid Work Group Committee. And that will really help us develop some programming going forward.
So as we spoke about this, it's only necessary for the quarterly meetings for the town administrator to go.
Yep.
And backup is Chris.
Yep.
Is it the same with this?
Yeah, so I'd love to talk to you guys. I think it would be really a good idea if you wanted to appoint 2 board members to go to the opioid committees so that you don't all have to feel, and they're open, so more can come, but there's gonna be 2 point people from the Board of Health that go to those meetings.
But is that because of we have to advertise?
Yeah, so then it's not open meeting.
Right, cool.
You're not talking about the listening session, you're
So
talking
talking
about
about the meetings, the regular monthly meetings that we're holding.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's what our other towns have all appointed a
It's
member.
not necessary for 5 of us to be there.
Yeah,
What?
It's not necessary for 5 of us to be there.
yeah. So I don't know if you guys
would
had
like to
thoughts
be
on who
there?
would wanna go.
Julianne, Mary Beth,
I wouldn't mind, but I don't, well,
check your calendars. And if you can't make it, just
I
let me know.
wanna see, I just wanna be a witness to what's going on in them, that's all. You know, like, who's there and is it moving along, you know? Because listening sessions and public hearings and, you know, I've been pretty verbal about my impatience with meetings for the sake of meetings. I'm not saying that that's what they are, but there's a lot of them. So, as long as they're all constructive and something's coming out of it, then that's great.
Okay.
So our March meeting will be March 31st, so I'll make sure folks get that invitation. We are working with Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services to offer mental health first aid training to town staff and departments, and it would be open to Board of Health members as well. And that's through the opioid programming. It's a really great training to help, identify folks that are in mental health crisis and figure out how to refer them to services. And they're also gonna come present a few other training opportunities that this group might be interested in, and we're really hoping some of them will resonate well with the school. They do a training for parents on how to identify mental health concerns and substance use. So we're looking to see if we can schedule that to partner along with the school's awareness campaign they do in September. So kind of Shrewsbury Youth and Family Services.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. They have run this program with Westboro. They have a great partnership there. So we're going to bring them forward to see if we can get some of those opportunities scheduled.
That's great.
Okay. Okay, so our next meeting, who's gonna be on?
I do.
Okay.
What's today, the 20 what? Are we talking about the week of the 23rd?
Earlier.
Why? Today's the 25th,
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean,
right?
It's
Actually,
25th.
yeah,
Actually,
so it would be March 25th.
March 25th.
Would be the Wednesday.
Does that work?
If I'm alive, yes.
And if that matches up with our advertising, would a 6 p.m. time work
Well, it would work for
for the
me.
hearing?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay,
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 I will confirm that tomorrow.
alrighty.
Hearing about
Farm regulation.
Farm
The
regulations.
public hearing.
The public
Public
hearing.
hearing, yes.
Farm
Bring
regulation.
snacks. You'll be here a while.
Okay, so okay.
I will confirm via email tomorrow if we have enough time to advertise for that.
Okay.
When is the,
It'll be lighter later.
Still.
the day-long training,
Yes. The Massachusetts Association of Health Boards
thank you.
is hosting their annual certification training in Marlborough. It's taking place on April 11th. It is a
That's
full
right.
day training. Anybody, I know Mary Beth, we have signed up. Bob, you were interested?
I'm interested, I'll let you
Okay.
know tomorrow.
All right.
I have to just
Got
check.
a busy
my calendar.
calendar?
Anybody else that wants to
My
attend
God.
it, we pay for it. It's a great opportunity to meet other Board of Health members. They talk about some different legal aspects that boards of health are faced with.
We've been to a number of them, right?
April 11th
April
is a
11th, it's a
Saturday.
I'm
Saturday.
hoping to watch the
Saturday.
video after the event.
Not only are you taking my
Ooh, I
nights
will
off,
They
send
serve
out the
breakfast
packet.
and
I want
lunch,
to
that's
take my
good food.
Saturdays
Yeah.
too.
I might be in Indiana.
It's,
It's all voluntary.
yeah, it's optional. I'll be there. But if you decide later you wanna go, you can email me and we'll get you signed up.
So our next meeting is March 25th, 6 PM. And now we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.